welcome to season 15 of Married at First Sight. This season we will be in San Diego with 5 new couples and potentially 5 brand new divorces. So really I know that this is the premiere tonight, but really we're like 3 episodes in, because we had the matchmaking special, the season preview, whatever that was, and then finally tonight we got to see one wedding, the bachelor parties, and a little bit more behind the scenes with all of our couples. And one thing I want to say right off the bat, this season is not grabbing me like seasons past, especially when we got into that matchmaking special and we got this in-depth look at just how terrible and just how little goes into the matchmaking. The thing that really stuck out to me from the matchmaking was when we heard Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper describing the applicants as stars. Like, that's all you need to know, that they aren't trying to make successful marriages. Not even a little bit. They are trying to get you to watch, and they think the best way to do that is with drama and people that they think are going to be stars for their show. It's all about entertainment. It's all about getting eyes on screen, and it is not about these 10 singles who are about to make a life-altering decision. Further into the matchmaking special, we might as well just go over that a little bit. Whose grand idea was it to show a commercial spoiling most of the people on the cast during the first commercial break of the matchmaking special? Like, they're going over all these people and who they're going to match, and then just a commercial that just shows everybody. And it's not the first time this has happened either. Like, I think the past 2 or 3 seasons they've done it. They just show the entire cast and it's like, well, there's no surprise left for who's going to get picked and who's not, because you just showed us. And I think my favorite part of the entire matchmaking special was seeing Morgan explicitly say that she wanted a nerd, and then getting to see her get matched with Miguel. Or wait, no, that's not what happened, is it? Surely they wouldn't have someone who exactly described another person and then didn't put those people together, would they? Absolutely ridiculous. If somebody wants to be with a nerd and like that's the big thing for them, and you have a great person who happens to be a nerd, put those 2 people together. Like, come on, any one of us watching could very easily have done a better job with the matchmaking than they did this season. I also see that the show now has a ring sponsor, and honestly, when they were showing Nate and Miguel picking their rings on their laptops, easy as 1, 2, 3, should have skipped that just like I skipped all the rest of the commercials tonight. I do appreciate that Alexis got her engagement ring before getting married. I thought that was a nice touch. So as awkward as that product placement advertising was, I do think some good has come out of that, and maybe we'll have maybe just nicer rings for everybody. That would be great. All right. Let's talk about the Bachelor-Bachelorette party first before jumping into our couples. And really, I just want to say one thing about the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties. Absolutely the worst marriage tradition in existence. And this whole concept of your last night being single is absolutely ridiculous. If you're getting married, most of the time, you haven't been single for a long time. So no, this is not your last night being single. Even in this situation when the people are informed that they're getting married, they now start referring to themselves as engaged, and that means, in my opinion, not single. So get rid of that. Anybody out there, just scrap bachelor and bachelorette parties all around. They are ridiculous. Might as well jump in to our first couple. If you haven't been here before, you know, this is like a 7-minute intro for this video. Absolutely ridiculous. We always go through the couples one at a time, and we will start off with Alexis and Justin, since they are the couple that got married tonight. First off, I hate seeing people not be supportive after being told that whoever is going to get married. And that's exactly what we saw between Justin and his brother. You know, his brother was an absolute jerk for the majority of this episode, up until we got to the wedding, when all of a sudden his attitude changed magically overnight, and all of a sudden he was loving and supportive, just like he should have been right from the start. What was the line? You sprung this on us. What did you expect? I'll tell you exactly what Justin should have expected. He should have expected some love and support from someone who has cared about him his entire life. Yeah, that's like the baseline of the expectations. And Justin's brother went so far below that it was absurd. Alexis, on the other hand, she did have support in her life. Her friends, that scene when we finally got to see her mom, everybody loving and supportive of Alexis. And in my opinion, that is the start you want to have a successful relationship. You know, you don't want a bunch of people waiting to say I told you so. You want a bunch of people in your corner wanting you to succeed and helping you to succeed. The wedding, I really, really enjoyed that first moment when they met each other. You know, they both seemed so cute together. They both seemed like they were so happy in that moment. And actually, I love that entire ceremony. That might be the best wedding that we see this season. And, you know, made me, you know, want to root for this couple. Like that wedding really made me want to root for them, because before this, I was thinking that this was a dud of a match, just like every other match this season. And that wedding had me going and starting to get in their corner, starting to want to root for them. And then afterwards, we hear that Alexis maybe isn't that attracted to him. I didn't like hearing that, but not shocked, because it's basically what she said in her application during that whole process. You know, she basically said she was looking for a linebacker, and she got a basketball center. Those are two vastly different body types. And the experts seem to really key in on her wanting someone tall. And even we heard Alexis describe, you know, she was thinking somebody from like 6'2" to 6'5" would be ideal. And instead she got 6'8". So not too surprised to hear that. But it was a little bit of a letdown, because after the wedding, I really, really wanted to root for these two. All right, let's jump to our second couple of the night, Lindy and Miguel. Anyone else notice how generic Pastor Cal's justification for this couple was? Like, pretty sure he was just listing off some generic relationship cliches as reasons why they're such a great match. Like, he said absolutely nothing. He gave no tangible reasons why these two were put together. Don't really have too much to say about them tonight. The only thing I wanted to touch on was once upon a time, poems were romantic. That time was roughly about 1,000 years ago, And I really think Miguel needs to find a guitar, learn 2 or 3 chords, and just start selling those poems off as songs. Would come off as a lot more romantic, a lot more creative, in my opinion. Yeah, it's great you have a creative side, Miguel, but we could see by the reaction of the other man reading somebody a poem, it's a little awkward in 2022. Okay, whatever. Don't even know my numbers. 1022. There we go. That's how you get back 1,000 years. What Miguel did, that's all. That's very romantic, super romantic. Like he'd excel back there. Also, don't think this couple's gonna work out. Why? Just cause. Next up, let's jump over to Kristen and Mitch, another dud of a couple. Mitch seems like a good guy, but has a very particular lifestyle and wants somebody that is at least mostly going to fit in that lifestyle. So what did they do? They learned that he wants kids. They learned that Kristen wants kids, and they called it good enough. That is a match. Did you see Kristen's group of friends? Like, those seem like the exact people that Mitch doesn't want to associate with. Like the exact group. Like there was the pair of wannabe Kardashians. That seems like the antithesis of what Mitch wants to be. Really, just I'm interested to watch. I want to see how this all unfolds. Like we're seeing Mitch talk to his brother Mike about how like not being allowed to refill his water bottle at a restaurant was like a big deal breaker for him, or how he's not really willing to compromise on his morals and lifestyle. Yeah, this has disaster written all over it, no matter how much both of these two want to have kids. Next up, we have Morgan and Miguel. Nope, sorry, not Miguel, Ben. It should have been Miguel, but of course, the matchmaking on this show really doesn't care what should have been. They just want the maximum amount of drama and ratings as possible. I really enjoyed how Morgan told her friends that she was getting married, because they were just like mid-conversation, and she was like, because I'm getting married in 2 weeks, cheers! And just kind of threw it out there after the whole conversation of like, you could meet your person tomorrow. You could meet your person in 2 weeks. Really enjoyed that. And on the bin side of things, I guess it's now the new normal for this show to cast someone with like some sort of financial hang up. What did we have? Jose, who had the meticulous finances. Mirla and Gil, remember that, where they had like the ridiculous opposite ends of the financial spectrum on how they wanted to live their lives. Like, I guess this is becoming the new norm. Ben is somebody who's really just focused on himself and has focused on optimizing his money, living the most frugal life he can. And I don't see how that fits into what Morgan was really looking for, but who knows why this couple was actually put together. But we didn't get too much of them, and let's jump to our last couple of the night, Stasia and Nate. So we've got this person who's focused on money and their career, and then the show didn't match him with Stasia. That makes no sense. Instead, she gets the F-boy of the season. I have no idea why we're not sitting here with Stasia and Ben. Like, that just seems like almost just too much of a common sense match, right? Like, they're both have those same focus, those same drives, the same goals in life. Instead, Stacia gets the con artist, the rip-off Louis Vuitton selling con artist, the hustler, the guy who's always gambling, always doing the side hustle. Is a self-proclaimed day trader. No, this is not a match. This is just strictly here for our entertainment. No one on that production team thinks that this couple is going to be a success, but they sure think that they are going to be entertaining. And more proof of that, did you see Nate at the bachelor party? An absolute pig. Absolute pig. Let's just throw it out there. It's episode 1. We hate Nate. And that is it. I was going into this whole thing after seeing the matchmaking special, was thinking that Stacia was going to be like the problem in this relationship. And after just seeing Nate tonight and the Bachelor episode, very clear that he is going to be the problem in this relationship, and he is going to be the reason that they eventually get divorced. Hopefully, Stacia did get that prenup like her mom Stacy suggested, or what? How did she call it? A postnup, not a prenup, because this con artist could be looking at pulling one more con on her in the near future. All right, everybody, that wraps things up for tonight. I think the only thing I forgot to mention was just I want to know, do y'all think Justin's packing? Because apparently everybody thinks he's packing, and I don't know how many times he said that, but it was ridiculous. All right, as always, thank you so much for watching. We are locked in for another absolute disaster of a season. Doesn't matter if we're East Coast or West Coast, as long as we have this matchmaking team, this show will continue to be an absolute disaster. But until next week, everybody, as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we will see you later.